What's happening, man? What's Gucci? What's cracking? Mm, mm, mm. What are we doing here? Jesus Christ. Shout out to Gouch Merlot, man. What's cracking? Gouch in the building, man. What's Gooch? How's everybody doing, man? Everybody hit that like button, man. Smash that like button, man. We got a great show for you tonight, man. Great show. Great show for you guys tonight, man. As usual, you know. As usual, man. As usual. As usual. How's everybody doing tonight, man? We go. We got a lot going on, man. A lot. A lot going on, man. As you can tell, man. What's going on? Balloon Knot, Flower Bloom, Frank Unk, Johnny Greens. We got a great show for you tonight, man. We gonna get it cracking. I just need everybody to hit that like button, man. Support the channel, all that stuff, man. If you love the channel, support the channel, man. Support the channel. We Yeah, man, we are in here. Um, so much going on in the stand tonight, man. So many controversies, man. So many unbelievable stories. I'm talking about things that you'll be like, no way. Like, no way. No way. You'll be like, no way. No way. You'll be like, no, you liar. You liar, you. You'll literally be like, you liar, you. Stop lying. Stop lying. You can't, this can't really be happening here in America. What's happening? Stephanie McCoy in the building. The building. The building. I'm just we gotta we gotta hold on, let me get this straight. All right, here we go. Let's get this cracking, man. I ain't even gonna wait no further ado, man. No further. I appreciate the people that come early, man. I appreciate the people that come early, man. I appreciate the people that come early, man. I appreciate the people that come early, man.
And I've also seen them look up in your phone. I've also seen them look up into the sky, either at your chopper, assuming maybe you're the authorities, or just maybe looking out to see if that CHP or the sheriff's chopper's overhead. Where are we now?
So we're still in the Boyle Heights area. So right at the split between the 5 and the 60. I think they did complete that transition, I believe, to the 60 east. Okay. So yeah, so they're continuing eastbound here on the 60 at Lorena, and I'm just trying to hear what the CHP is planning to do on this one, because again, airship only. They do have the LA County Sheriff's airship overhead, and I did see the CHP airship when we were arriving as well. That was a CHP unit that just passed by. So we'll see if they try to get behind these guys again. It seems like when they're not behind them, they tend to slow down a little bit, drive a little bit better. So we'll see how much the CHP can do on this one with their inability to weave in and out of traffic the way that these two motorcyclists can.
Yeah, we saw a great example of that just now. The CHP officer got right behind them, but then no, they're able to maneuver and now take off.
Yeah, and I just heard that officer that we saw, he says he can't chase them. He says there's too much traffic. Like, I need to cancel. So we won't see that unit get directly behind these guys. And in a way, I think it might be for the best, because when those units are directly behind them, we have seen them drive a lot more recklessly.
They're just so brazen about it, so nonchalant as they drive along the freeway here. We want to remind...
They're just so brazen about it, so nonchalant as they drive across the freeway here. Yeah, man. They brazen about everything, man. Who'd you vote for? News anchor?
A motor officer with the CHP, which puzzles us, because how do you do that? But, Eliana was explaining, regardless, that is considered typically assault on a peace officer. So they're, facing multiple charges at this point. And Eliana, I just go back to that dynamic. You're right. We see that CHP cruiser there, feet away from them, helpless, because he's in a car and they're on motorcycles weaving in and out of traffic. They have free reign at this point. And you said there is a chopper overhead?
Yeah, so there's a chopper overhead, the Sheriff's Department, and I saw the CHP airship earlier as well. I believe they both might still be here. But they're continuing eastbound here on the 60. coming up at the 710. And yeah, sure enough, I do hear the airship talking on the radio now. So they are still overhead, and all they can really do is just track.
They killed that fire story before Trump got in office. They made sure they got that fire story out of the news. They ain't want Trump to come in and save the day. So they scrubbed that LA fire story. You ain't gonna hear nothing about the fires no more. Press 1. Shit.
If you have lumps, bumps, growing up, nodules, if you have any kind of swelling in the body, joint pain,
the wrong way and to do some dangerous maneuvers. And I think of the other drivers who don't know what's coming at them.
They never see them coming, especially when they're splitting lanes. It takes just one driver to make the wrong move or at the worst time, and these motorcyclists are out. You know, I think about what you said earlier, Eliana. It's true. Of all the chases where, you know,
Look
the
at
people
this.
get away.
So close. Look at that.
Oh, it's so dangerous, so reckless up against that wall. More often than not, it's motorcyclists who tend to get away in these chases, and it's so frustrating to watch these two just be so brazen about it. It almost like you said, joyride. It's almost like they're having fun.
And they look very young as well. So they may just not be thinking this one's to the end of what the possible outcomes could be of what they're doing. It's one thing to just run away from the police, but the fact that they're also wanted for attempting that pit maneuver on that motor officer, I don't know that they even understand the trouble that they've gotten themselves into. The best thing they could really do is just pull over before they're able to add additional charges, because every time they're running a red light, every time they're on the wrong side of the road, all of that gets added up. The officer who's in charge of writing the report at the end of his shift will add on every single turn, every single violation, and all of that gets added to their charges. So really the best thing they could do at
but ain't not gonna happen to nothing's gonna happen to them. It doesn't matter if
is pull over, but
it doesn't matter if the officer, nothing's gonna happen to them.
so they're on the 710 South. But to answer your question, yes. And when we first heard about this pursuit, I actually did hear CHP asking for additional units to come to the scene and block off the freeway up ahead. But the motorcycles never got that far. And even if they had, they were driving the wrong way at the time. They were driving southbound on the northbound lanes of the 5 freeway. So there's really going to be little that the CHP can do, even if when it comes to blocking the freeway, considering that these guys are on a motorcycle, they can just jump in the emergency lane and continue on from there.
And who's to say they won't turn around on the freeway and go backwards anyway?
Oh, absolutely. And they have 2 times already.
Wow.
When they were on the 710 freeway and when they were on the 5, when this pursuit first kicked off, they were driving the wrong way. So it was a little confusing as we were approaching the scene because we were hearing the CHP say that they were southbound but northbound, and they had a unit paralleling on the opposite side of the freeway. So it was very confusing initially. But again, the pursuit continues southbound on the 710, approaching Washington Boulevard. They've gotten off here before, so let's see if they do it again.
Yeah, I was curious if they were making a move now to change a direction.
How long we've been following this and knowing that it started off maybe
Yeah, they should flog these niggas when they catch them, man. You shouldn't be able to do this and just get arrested and then get out the next day. You should be dragged to the town square and flogged. This is putting all these people's lives in jeopardy. They're putting all these people on the road, life in jeopardy. It should be an attempted murder charge for every car you pass. For every car you swerve and pass, it should be attempted murder charge. The hell's going on? People are so silly, man. This is a damn travesty, man. All these people should be flogged, man. Flog these niggas, man. Take these niggas. So they stopping at a gas station.
Can this be possible? Well, there's no units here.
Well, they haven't paid for anything yet.
We've got the helicopters overhead.
Yo.
We've got the helicopters overhead.
Oh,
and
he's
so,
going to pay.
Yeah,
One.
so the friend is going to pay. Yeah, so the friend is going to pay, and they're
They
going to try to get
literally
as much
during the
gas as
police
they can
chase.
before the units pull up. But again, there were no units.
During the police chase, they gonna stop at a gas station, man. You can't make this. This is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing for Karen Bass. Karen Bass, you should be ashamed of yourself. Gavin Newsom, they don't respect you. They stopped in the middle of a police chase to get gas. This is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing, man. Oh, she's back and gone. Yeah, bring the old LAPD back. When the blacks used to complain about that, they don't complain about the. They used to complain about the LAPD being racist, man. Now they don't complain about the LAPD no more, man. The LAPD is friendly now, man. You need to bring back the old LAPD, man. This is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing, yo. This is absolutely positively embarrassing. They doing wheelies in the middle of a police chase. Wow. Unbelievable.
Strength in numbers, we can certainly get away. But if anything, now the CHP has more motorcycles to follow. All they need to get is one of these 12 or 14 people who are down there on the ground, and then hopefully have them sing and try to get the other people in trouble as well. They're all complicit.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Any one of these guys can get detained, and the police will ask, well, who are your buddies? And I don't know how good of a friend they are, but I can guarantee you when they're facing possible jail time that they're going to give them their name. And that's when they'll be able to get them, even if they're not able to get them today. But it's really frustrating, more than anything, to see the efforts that the CHP and the LA County Sheriff's Department has gone through in the last hour or so to try to detain these guys. And I could almost see the light at the end of the tunnel, because I was thinking they're probably going to run out of gas here and this is going to be over. The danger that they're posing to everyone on the roadway will have passed. But now that they've got full tanks and now they've got an army behind.
Support the channel, guys. Support the channel, man. Take the $5 challenge, man. Take the $5 challenge, man. Support the channel, guys. PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat.
So the officers are going to be able to go back to that Chevron gas station and get the information of the person who at least paid for the gas. So even if these guys are able to somehow avoid the authorities and get away, they can simply go back to that gas station there off of Imperial and Success and get the credit card information for the person who paid.
Of course, we're talking about people who clearly aren't thinking this through. They're just out for this joyride, having fun, thinking this is hilarious, and they're causing a great danger to the people out there in the community.
They're showing off. They're showing off. And I really believe they know they're going to get caught eventually, and they're just having fun. Yeah, I just really think that. Or he wouldn't be doing this. They'd be trying to get away. They know. Sure. They know. It's just really dangerous for other people.
And it's so frustrating, Eliana, using resources, using the officers to try to chase them, the airships overhead, our resources. It's just a waste of time. And I think that's what's so ridiculous to me watching this in real time and how much this has grown. How many people are we talking about now? Could you widen up just a little bit?
Yeah, let's wait it out. I'm going to put it at about a dozen, but I think it's growing.
There's a cruiser. Like 18. Is
18.
That what
I counted at about 18.
Did you? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's really incredible.
The police are following them, but the police can't. The police are just monitoring. The police were close to them, but then they started driving recklessly, so the police fell back. But the police are still following them. They just are far back because they're in cars and these motherfuckers are in bikes, dirt bikes.
To know that people would just waste valuable resources like that and waste their time knowing everything that our community is going through. But again, until somebody falls off a bike and gets hurt, I don't think these guys are going to stop. I think they're just going to keep going for as long as they can. And now that the two guys that kicked this off have full tanks, who knows how long we might be following.
All right, we're going to let you get some information. Stay with your picture right here. Incredible.
When he was on the freeway, and of course it's impossible for us to know who he was in communication with, but somehow he was able to coordinate this response from his so-called friends to come out here to the South LA area with their off-road vehicles. As you said, none of them street legal, and as far as I can tell, most of them aren't wearing helmets. Some of them are, thank goodness, and so if they were to fall, it might help a little bit, but even with a helmet, a fall at these speeds would still seriously injure someone, if not kill someone, depending on the circumstances. But the two original guys, they're still there, buddies, right next to each other. Probably can't believe that they were able to get their friends to come out here in such numbers. And now the police aren't anywhere to be seen because, again, they're not trailing them from behind. It's really impossible at this point.
Yeah, and it's really just a spectacle at this point. We wanted to let our viewers know about it because it does pose.
Sandra Cotto Navarro walked out of the 107th precinct in handcuffs Thursday after being arrested in connection with the death of her apartment building's superintendent, 55-year-old Jose Portillo. News of the alleged murder sent shockwaves through the quiet Kew Gardens Hills community. Neighbors described Navarro as a pleasant woman, uncertain how this could have happened.
She was always sweet, honestly. She was always very sweet. I'm just a little surprised by this whole thing.
Investigators say Portillo went to Navarro's home Tuesday to discuss $24,000 in overdue rent, payments that hadn't been made in 2 years. Detectives say surveillance footage shows the super entering the building around 8:30 a.m., but never leaving. The property owner contacted NYPD to do a wellness check. Then, around 7:15 that night, nearly 12 hours later, police say officers made a gruesome discovery inside. Portillo's body stuffed in garbage bags under a bed. Arlette Halili remembers him as a kind and well-liked man.
He was a very nice guy. Everybody on the block, he know him. He speak to everyone. He smiled to everyone. We know him over 15 years over here. So we never see anything that's not normal.
Detectives say Portillo suffered blunt force trauma to his face and head with stab wounds to his neck and left leg. Both Navarro and her husband were initially taken into custody, but her husband was eventually released after investigators determined he was at work at the time of the alleged attack. Neighbors expressing shock over the incident, describing Portillo as someone who was well loved in the community.
It's very, very strange what happened. Like, I cannot believe it. Nobody believe what happened. The whole block over here, the whole community even.
Mm.
Tonight, several breaking stories as we come on the air. The race to contain the fires in California. And tonight, our team in a boat right off the Pacific Coast Highway. What's been wiped away, and you'll see it. Also breaking tonight, the deal to get the hostages. The infighting now in Israel. This vote has been moved. And the SpaceX launch just moments ago reports tonight, did they lose the main spacecraft? First tonight, firefighters in California, the rare window, a break from the winds before the next system moves in. The fires still burning tonight, and now the landslide today, destroying a home. And the inspiring moment, Bruce Willis made a rare public appearance to thank first responders.
All right.
Learning more today about a deadly shooting at a Bucks County.
Let's see. Let's see where we gonna go now. Everybody, how many likes we got? How many likes do we have? So let's check in on hip hop, man. Hip hop, man. Busta Rhymes turned himself in to authorities earlier this week for allegedly assaulting his assistant. Busta Rhymes turned himself into authorities for assaulting his 50-year-old assistant. Verbal argument allegedly turned physical during an alleged incident which took place around 10 a.m. In Brooklyn. Things escalated, and Busta allegedly punched his assistant on the left of his face. Sources say the rapper took off after the alleged assault, which led his assistant to call 911. Police and paramedics arrived and took the assistant to a nearby hospital. Once Busta turned himself in, he was given a desk appearance ticket and will head to court over the incident. Sources say he's been charged with misdemeanor assault in the third degree, attempted assault, and harassment. Keep you updated, man. Old ass rappers, man. Oh, man. Method Man. Method Man's attorney shuts down reports alleging he was arrested for assaulting his daughter's ex-boyfriend. Jeez. Now we got, this is TikToker. Grand jury indicts TikToker Mr. Prada on first-degree murder. Yo, how many white celebrities you think have gone through anything like this today, man? I wonder what the white celebrities are doing, man. I bet you this is a year's worth of white celebrity news in one day from blacks, man. Press one. Jesus, man. Jesus. God, dog. I thought it was poverty, y'all. Ain't it supposed to be poverty that causes this stuff, man? thought poverty caused this.
It is not a compliment to tell a chocolate woman she's beautiful to be dark skinned. What's the shadiest compliment you've ever received? I want to look right in the camera when I talk to our black brothers about this. When you come up to a girl melanated like me, that's brown, I don't care if you're any spectrum of chocolate, super black, brown, caramel, don't think it's a compliment to tell somebody like me, you fine to be dark skinned. Like,
yo, blacks talk about racism, man. Blacks talk about racism. They walking up on chicks talking about some you pretty for a dark skinned chick. Think about that. I want you white people. Where all my white people at? White people press 2, man. All my white people press 2. I need to see my white people. No, better yet, white people press 7. Press 7. All my white people press 7. All my white people press 7. I need to see my white people in the building, man. Cause y'all need to get off the hook, man. Y'all got too much guilt, man. Y'all got too much guilt, man. Gliders press 7. All my gliders press 7. Y'all got too much guilt, man. Y'all are feeling guilty, man. Y'all are feeling guilty. Y'all are feeling guilty, man. And niggas is talking about, oh, the white people don't like our skin color. They don't like us because of our skin color. And these niggas is walking up on women talking, so you're cute for a dark skin. White people, let yourself off the hook, man. White people, you gotta let yourself off the hook, man. You've been feeling guilty for a long time. You gotta release that, man. There's nothing to be guilty of, man. This should be the moment where you as a white person say, woosah, and just release all the guilt and all the feelings of your ancestors. And no, you ain't no, these niggas is crazy. These niggas are crazy.
sir, what does that mean? I'm fine to be dark skinned. So it means in translation, because you're darker and not light skinned, I assumed you was gonna be ugly, but damn, you look good to be dark skinned. Sir, you're an idiot. And probably the woman who birthed you as well, because I'm sure she's probably my color. You know how stupid niggas be. I'm sorry, friend. It is not a compliment to tell a chocolate woman she's beautiful to be dark skinned, because you're ugly to be the shade you are.
Release it, man. Black people, man. Black people are the most racist people on the planet, man. Black people are the most racist people on the planet. And it's not even close. It's not even close. And it's not even close. There's nobody even close. There's nobody even close. Nobody even close. There's nobody even close. Oops.
Do you think that white privilege exists?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Why
Yes. 100%. Yeah.
Because
I mean, the biggest thing, like when you talk about white privilege, even if you go back just like to World War II, after World War II, black soldiers who fought in World War II didn't get the GI Bill. White soldiers did. Those white soldiers used the GI Bill to buy houses and then pass that wealth down.
That's actually not true. But black soldiers didn't get the GI Bill. The fuck is he talking about, man? What is he talking about? Huh? What is he talking about? Okay. A bill. Okay, so he's right. My bad. All right. So yeah. So black soldiers. No, this guy's right. Liberals right. He's right. So yeah, black soldiers didn't get the GI Bill when they came home. That's fucked up. Yes, that's fucked up. That is fucked up. But that's 1944, my friend. That's 1944. That's 1944. 1944. So the white soldiers came home and bought homes, and the black soldiers weren't able to do that. Okay. So that's why we're dealing with what we're dealing with today. Okay, let me give this brother the chance to explain.
But then on top of that, if you look, like, there are still racist people. As much as, like, we want to talk about, like, you know, being a post-race society, there was a lot of discussion about that. There are still racist people out there. Like, not all, just because you're white doesn't mean you automatically have an advantage, but like inherently, just based on how the country has progressed, the average white person starts off at a better starting point than the average black person. There's exceptions to every rule, but it's a sad fact in the United States.
Yeah, give him fat, brother. He happy about that. We love hearing that. I hate the white privilege situation, conversation, because it's so arrogant, man. Who the fuck are you to tell me you have privilege over me? Fuck you. I hate that conversation, man. That conversation pisses me off. You're sitting in front of me telling me you have privilege over me. You don't have no privilege over me. Whatever happened with the GI Bill back in 1944, blacks have been given so many affirmative action, DEI, welfare. Everything's been allotments and quotas and stuff. Since 1944, blacks haven't gotten nothing. Like, it just like 1944 was last year. Like, you turn the calendar over for 1944 and we in 2020. No, it's been a lot given to blacks since those times.
I think it's just inherent in the foundation of America. Basically, yeah.
Do you think that white privilege exists?
Oh, yeah.
Sunkiss says a white homeless person will get more dignity and respect than an average working black person. Think about that. A white homeless person will get more dignity and respect than an average working black person. Think about that. That's a sister for you, man. She raising kids. Think about it. This woman is raising kids. And she's teaching this to her kids. Is anybody going to take the $5 challenge tonight? Is anybody going to support the channel, man? Are y'all enjoying the show? Do I need to go do something else, man? Do I need to go work on my Caitlin Clark videos, man? Are y'all enjoying the show? Press 1 if you're enjoying the show, man. This woman is raising kids, man. This woman is raising children. And she said a white homeless person will get more dignity and respect than an average working black person. Think about that. She's raising children. Well, they're not invited to the rally. He said, the first guy deserves a beer. these people are raising children. This one says, had a convo with a colleague about this. He said, do you teach your kids how to talk to the police with both hands on the wheel? Do you teach your kids to keep their hands out while shopping? Yeah, you know, black kids got to keep their hands out while shopping, man. That's a new one, man. I ain't even gonna lie. That's a new one. Keep your hands out while you're shopping. Because it's so rough for black people. If you're a black person go in the store and you put your hand in your pocket, man, goddamn SWAT team, Delta Force gonna jump out the fucking ceiling and beat your ass. When deciding your kid's name, do you make sure it's racially ambiguous to have better chances and opportunities? No. Congratulations, you have privilege. So apparently black people are making their children's names racially ambiguous now because they want to make sure they have more opportunity. This dude says black people can do anything in this country that a white person can do. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. This one says, I've never had white privilege. I've never been given an advantage because of my skin color. I've earned everything I have been given. If you get dealt a bad set of cards and play them good, you can be successful. Vice versa, if you get dealt a great hand, you can be unsuccessful. This one says, when someone automatically assumes a DEI hire is an less when someone automatically assumes a DEI hire is an less qualified person, then that's extremely unfair. There's reasons why it was implemented in the first place. Because people who weren't white straight males missed out on opportunities because of that. It's literally statistics that show women, POC, and LGBT receive less pay and less likely to get jobs. They were just as qualified, if not more. They don't understand the pay gap. It depends on the type of professions you do. When they talk about average pay, they got to stop doing it just across the board. They make McDonald's workers with goddamn microbiologists and shit. Everybody in the same bundle. I'll give you an example. Look at the LA fires. The assistant chief is a DEI hire. She a black lesbian, which is no problem if she can do the job. The problem is she said your husband put himself in the wrong position if you have to carry him out of a fire after being asked if she could carry a man out of a burned house. It's very obvious she was hired because of her race and sexuality. If she is a fireman, who would say that? Okay. Anyway, but yeah, let's see what else going on.
Great to have you here. Listen, first of all, the new movie comes out this Friday, the 17th. It's called Juice. Had to be a lot of fun making this film.
It was big fun. I got to really kick it with a lot of New York rappers, Naughty by Nature, Queen Latifah, EPMD, so it's real cool.
Okay, for the people out there that don't know what Juice is, what is Juice?
Juice is respect, power. How far will you go to get it?
Couple personal questions. First of all, where do you live now? I know you're from Baltimore. You went to the Performing Arts High, right?
Yeah, I live in Oakland, California now. I'm originally from New York, so it's cool out there in Cali.
You kind of stepped out from Digital Underground. You're doing your own thing.
I'm still with the group, though. I'm just, speaking a few words to the mic.
We're going to watch a clip right now. I'm going to let you relax, then I'm going to make you perform one of your new songs. You going to do that?
Oh, come on. Sure, no problem. On Dance Party.
Great to have you here. Listen, first of all, the new movie comes out this Friday, the 17th. It's called Juice. Had to be a lot of fun making this film.
It was big fun. I got to really kick it with a lot of New York rappers, Naughty by Nature, Queen Latifah.
Oh, yeah. Now, obviously, you play Bishop in the film.
Yeah, I play Bishop.
You're not a good guy.
No, I'm not a good guy. I'm a bad guy, but check the movie out.
Okay, and it's just the typical theme here of bad and good. And who's going to win out in this film? Are you going to let us know?
No.
You're going to win out if you check it out, though. It opens in theaters around the nation this Friday, the 17th. The movie is called Juice. But now, you thought about it? You're going to perform for us here? Or what?
All right. I'm going to try.
Okay. You're on the TNT Interscope label. Want to get that in there?
Yeah.
All right. This is Alexa. She's going to bring you out. The song is called When My Homie Calls. It's Tupac on the Dance Party.
Ever since you was a week down by my knee with a week. You been Gucci cool all through school, you and me. Back in the day, we play practical jokes, so everybody smoke with they lumps and they lumps, so all through high school, girls by the desk.
Oh, yeah.
Say you'll be careful, knowing every blessing, but like the old saying goes, time goes on and everybody grows. Grew up, had to fuck when our own way. You drove the dope game, my microphone pays. In many ways, we were paid in the old days. So far away from the crazies with their case. And though I've been around town with the underground, I'm still down with my homies from the hometown. And if you need anything at all, I drop it off for y'all if my homies call. No matter how low you go, you're not low. And I hear that you made a few enemies. But when you need a friend, you can depend on me. Call. If you need my assistance, there'll be no resistance. I'll be there in an instant.
Yeah, man. That was fun, man. Those was the days, man. Those was the days. The good old days, man. The good old days, man. The good old days, y'all. The good old days, man.
Learning more today about a deadly shooting at a Bucks County hotel. Police say a woman was shot and killed by her boyfriend early yesterday morning. The gunman then set his sights on the victim's family, leading to a barricade situation in New Jersey. New Jersey correspondent Trish Hartman joining us live in Bensalem this afternoon with the latest from investigators. Trish.
Well, Brian, police say family members told them that there had been domestic disputes between the couple in the days leading up to the homicide. Now that man is in jail in New Jersey and he's facing charges in both states. Chopper 6 was over the Sleep Inn in Bensalem yesterday. It's where police say they discovered the body of 49-year-old Maisha Kuhn from Trenton, shot to death in one of the rooms. Police say their investigation began around 5 a.m. when a man went to authorities to report a crime.
That individual reported that someone came to his house who was a family member and stated to him that he had just shot and killed his girlfriend.
That witness was able to tell them that it happened in a hotel, but police didn't know which one. Cell phone tracking got them close, but detectives had to go door to door in several hotels before they found Kuhn's body at the Sleep Inn. Police pulled surveillance video and saw the suspect leaving the Sleep Inn with a gun hanging out of his coat. That same morning in Trenton.
I heard a couple of gunshots after 4 o'clock in the morning. And then a half an hour later, heard some more gunshots.
Police responded to shots fired and a barricade situation on Oak Lane. Neighbors had to be evacuated.
The suspect was subsequently determined to have barricaded himself with a firearm inside the second floor of a residence on Oak Lane. The Mercer County Sheriff Tactical Response Team was contacted, responded, and subsequently entered the residence, taking the suspect into custody without incident.
51-year-old Arenthia Upshur was arrested and is now facing 11 counts of attempted homicide in New Jersey. Authorities say he went there trying to harm the victim's family members. Neighbors are stunned.
You destroyed not only this young lady's life, he destroyed, her whole family's life.
Now, Upshur will have an extradition hearing to determine whether he'll face charges in Pennsylvania or New Jersey first. In the meantime, he is locked up in New Jersey. Live in Ben Salem, Trish Hartman, Channel 6.
We have now learned that the new overnight subway safety plan will roll out as soon as Monday. This is when you will see officers on trains from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. for the next 6 months. But for the family of this man here, killed on the subway a year ago, they say those protections just don't go far enough. Jenna DeAngelis explains.
He left that night, he said, "I love you."
It's been a year since Shakiba Dockery heard those words from her husband, Richard Henderson, a father of 3, grandfather, and beloved crossing guard.
He loved children. He hate bullies, That's why we're here today, because he just couldn't take anybody being attacked and not help.
Police say the 45-year-old was trying to break up a fight over loud music on board a 3 train in Crown Heights when he was shot.
He definitely was.
Damn. Yeah, man. Fuck.
The hero in the family as well as on the train. When you look at this picture,
that's sad, man. When you crash out, right? You want to crash out for your family, man. You want to stay out of stuff, but you sometimes you can't help it. But if you can help it, save your crash outs for your family. Press 1. Shout out to D from Boston, man. Press 1. When you crash out, you want to crash out for your family. Because your family gonna need you. Your family need, you know what I'm saying? That person who was arguing with somebody over loud music, whoever was right, whoever was wrong. You got children who need defending, your wife who need defending, brothers. Crash out for your family if you're gonna crash out. This guy crashed out for somebody on the train who probably doesn't even think about him anymore. And I know you can't help everything. Sometimes you can't help it because things happen right in front of you and you just go off instinct. I'm not saying don't help people. I'm not saying don't help people, because sometimes things happen right in front of you and you just naturally spring into action. But try to save your crash outs for your family. Try to crash out for your family if you can.
Crossing guard.
He loved children. He hate bullies, That's why we're here today, because he just couldn't take anybody being attacked and not help.
Police say the 45-year-old was trying to break up a fight over loud music on board a 3 train in Crown Heights when he was shot.
He definitely was the hero in the family as well as on the train. When you look at this picture, what do you think? I miss him.
They were together 30 years. Since losing him last January, Dockery hasn't stepped foot on the subway.
Before this happened to my husband, honestly, I love MTA because it got me to where I needed to go really fast. And it wasn't as bad as it is now.
We sat down with Dockery shortly after Governor Kathy Hochul detailed her new subway safety plan, which includes an increased police presence for 6 months beginning Monday.
This lady just got the goofiest looking face I've ever seen. She always looked like a damn goofball, man.
She shared more on The Point with Marsha Kramer.
1 year ago, January, we had a 46% increase in crimes. People were very anxious. Fear is paralyzing. And we stepped in with our plan and the numbers dropped incredibly by March. So I know this is a strategy.
The governor says in addition to the 2,500 NYPD officers already assigned to transit, 750 additional officers will be in stations and 300 more will be on overnight trains.
It sounds good for the others because I would hate for anything to happen to anybody like my husband. However, it's just the timeline still want to save my husband because it's from 9 to 5. My husband got killed at 8:30.
Dockery says she doesn't know if it will make a big difference, but hopes it will help. Right now, her focus is on a nonprofit in his name and the continued search for his killer.
I'm a widow, you know.
Wow, they didn't even catch the guy. Jesus Christ. Wow.
I would have never thought this would happen, but the death do us part is what we did.
In Crown Heights.
Wow. It's a very strong woman, man. Wow.
After months of protest and pushback, the Clinton Hill community is reacting to the news that a controversial migrant shelter is set to close in a matter of months. News 12's Rob Flax explains what's next for them and for those inside.
First word that comes to mind is relief. There was a level of instability.
First sentence comes to mind is you're going to vote for the Democrat in the next election. You're going to vote for the Democrat in the very next election and in every election until you stop voting. That's my first sentence. And these people are insane. These people are nuts. I'm talking about literally nuts.
Stability that was introduced into the community.
Neighbors here in Clinton Hill today celebrating the announcement that the Hall Street migrant shelter behind me will be closing its doors this
Look at all those scooters in front of the migrant shelter. God. Oh. That look like a bike club, man.
Behind me will be closing its doors this June. Those neighbors telling us they believe it's the best path forward, both for them, but also for the migrants inside that shelter.
Mass warehousing human beings, that's wrong. And so I'm happy that they're going to have.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Just stop this shit, man. You want those fucking Indians out of your fucking neighborhood, trying to make it seem like they always trying to act like they're such good people, so virtuous. You don't want them around because they're a fucking pest. And they're criminals and fucking bad hombres, man. Trying to make it seem like she's such a virtuous person. Shut the fuck up.
Mass warehousing human beings, that's wrong. And so I'm happy that they're going to have a new home. Make sure that they have enough restrooms for the migrants to use. And that is what is important.
Those inside heading to a new facility in the Bronx. Today, they're only finding out about the closure and move when we asked them what their plans were. They say they hope for better conditions.
The brothers, they don't have any place to sleep. We are all human, so let's work together in order to build the world.
Neighbors.
This is what y'all just a year ago or 2 years ago were calling people racist for not wanting in their country. And now y'all trying to kick them out. Look at this guy, man. This fucking guy. Jesus. This is a goddamn campaign ad, man. If I was a Republican running for anything, this would be my campaign ad, man. Now, this is what they letting in the country.
They don't have any place to sleep. We are all human, so let's work together in order to build the world.
Neighbors say the city must learn from its mistakes.
Yes, it is a victory for this particular neighborhood. You know, I've heard that they're going to the Bronx, but I don't want them to experience what we experienced down here.
Council member Crystal Hudson says her office is working to ensure a smooth transition, calling for an end to the 60-day limits that she says send people onto the streets.
4,000 neighbors of any kind from anywhere is always going to be a challenge for any neighborhood. But we're moving in the direction of permanent housing for folks. We're moving out of these.
This is the city council. That's your city councilman, man. That's your city council. They them. Who thinks she's qualified to be the city council? They them of Brooklyn. In Brooklyn. Y'all need a new city council. They them.
1,000 neighbors of any kind from anywhere is always going to be a challenge for any neighborhood. But we're moving in the direction of permanent housing for folks. We're moving out of these extremely temporary, inhumane shelter situations for folks.
And for those nearby, an end date and a return to normal.
Looking forward to clearer sidewalks, hopefully a lot less trash.
Travel on the ground and not be met with the smell of urine is going to be great.
In Clinton Hill, Rob Flax, News 12 Brooklyn.
The day before 17-year-old Noah
The homicide investigation of 17-year-old Noah Scurry. He's the star student athlete gunned down outside his home in front of his mother while getting ready to head to Samuel Fells High School. And that's where our Kelly Rule is live for us tonight. Kelly, what are you learning?
Well, Sheba, police say they are looking for at least 2 people for this homicide, possibly a third, and they believe they do have the vehicle that was used in the crime. But tonight, law enforcement sources are telling me they believe Noah Scurry appeared in a rap video with guns that was posted to social media the day.
Yeah. There you go. Student athlete. Nah, he was a drill rapper. He was with the shit. He was involved in that shit. And I'm not saying he deserved to die. But listen, in those videos, they're mocking other dead people. And I'm not saying those dead people were good people. Those dead people were killers too. But this shit is deep. This drill shit is deep.
Breaking details on the homicide investigation of 17-year-old Noah Scurry. He's the star student athlete gunned down outside his home in front of his mother while getting ready to head to Samuel Fells High School. And that's where our Kelly Rule is live for us tonight. Kelly, what are you learning?
Well, Sheba, police say they are looking for at least 2 people for this homicide, possibly a third, and they believe they do have the vehicle that was used in the crime. But tonight, law enforcement sources are telling me they believe Noah Scurry appeared in a rap video with guns that was posted to social media the day before he was killed. New tonight, law enforcement sources confirm there was a rap video uploaded to social media the day before 17-year-old Noah Scurry was shot to death behind his home in front of his mother, who was getting ready to take him to Samuel Fells High School. A screenshot of the video shows a man in a Joker mask, at times appearing to hold a gun. Sources tell Fox 29 they believe that to be Scurry.
Yeah, that's him. You can tell, man. You can tell that's his ass, man. So yeah, this video, I wonder what this video, if this video is online, man. I wonder if we can find that actual video. That'd be interesting, man. That'd be nice if we could find that video, man.
Video, he dances along other individuals who are also holding and showing off guns throughout it. Sky Fox overhead the Philadelphia police impound lot yesterday. Police confirmed this white Jeep Cherokee is believed to be the car used in Scurry's murder, which happened around 7 a.m. Tuesday in an alleyway behind Broer Street.
Yo, them niggas came out at 7 a.m. and caught homie lacking at 7 a.m. You ain't even on your, 7 a.m.? These some killers. These little dudes are some killers. They're getting up at, the killers had to get up at 6 or 5. These are some killers, man.
Day in an alleyway behind Roar Street. Police say at least 2 shooters got out of the vehicle, with the driver possibly staying inside. Fox 29 is also learning from sources that Scurry was a victim in a previous shooting back in May 2023 on the 4600.
Oh, so he got shot before. So all this student athlete shit, star student, because yesterday they were talking about a star student athlete. This guy was in the midst of the action.
2023 on the 4600 block of Mulberry Street. Our camera there as police investigated. In that shooting, a man in his 60s was killed.
Damn.
Hours after Scurry's death on Tuesday.
That man in his 60s was probably an innocent bystander, too. Probably ain't had nothing to do with that shit. Press 1. These niggas are demonic. They're the plague. These niggas are the plague. Shout out to Jake Best, man. These niggas are the plague.
Hours after Scurry's death on Tuesday outside Samuel Fells High School, a spokesperson for the school district of Philadelphia, in touch with the school principal and Scurry's devastated basketball coach, says he was a star athlete and recently scored the highest on the SATs in the school community. The student who
A nigga, this how fucking terrible their school system is. A goddamn mulatto drill rapper scored the highest SAT score in their school. Hold on, let me see in the history. Let me see.
Says he was a star athlete and recently scored the highest on the SATs in the school community. The student
in the school community. What do you think his score? I think what it go? The SAT go to 1600, right? What do you think his score was, chat? The SAT is on a scale of to 1600, right? 1600 is the top score, right? What you think his score was? Jesus Christ. Jake Best in the building, man. Shout out to Jake Best, man. 1240. Yeah, I mean, listen, if they release the score, I could understand why they wouldn't want to release the score. Could you imagine? He scored the highest SAT score in the school community. What does that mean, school community? Does that mean in the school system? And then he scored a 960. So they don't have any Asian kids at that school. This is an all-black school. That's what that tells you. This school is 100% black. Press 1. This school is 100% black. If he scored the highest score, this school is 100. There's not another student in this school. There's not a student in this school that's from another race. Not one. There's not one other student from another race in that school. If he got to high school, Jesus Christ. Not one. Oh wow, it's 45% black, 40% Hispanic, 7% Asian, Pacific Islander, and 4% white. Wow. Yeah, that can't be that can't be true. The news they probably get, maybe they mean of the black students because I'm looking here on Great School app. This is the Great School app for this school. This is the school, Samuel Fells High School. So 1% of the kids take AP Math. 2% of the kids take AP Science. 2% of the kids perform at the state level in Algebra 1. Academics. The Asian kids, damn, the Asian kids are struggling. This school, so damn, the Asian kids are struggling. That's crazy. What's got us Asians? Are these Filipinos or some shit? Eating too much pag. Damn. Oh. Now that's the British definition of Asian. Over here, Asian mean bong bong ring dong 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 dong. Hurry up and buy.
Hours after Scurry's death on Tuesday outside Samuel Fells High School, a spokesperson for the school district of Philadelphia, in touch with the school principal and Scurry's devastated basketball coach, says he was a star athlete and recently scored the highest on the SATs in the school community.
The student who was killed was exceptional. As far as the school is concerned, there had not been any issues between this person who was killed and any other student. They don't know of anything going on in the community as well.
Now, as we reported, all men's basketball games here at Fells were canceled for the week. We are told there will be a vigil for Scurry tomorrow as police continue to investigate. Of course, they're asking anybody with information to give them a call. You can also submit a tip anonymously by calling or texting 215-686-TIPS.
Philadelphia police found that white Jeep Grand Cherokee that was involved in the shooting. Now it's part of their investigation, sitting here in Hunting Park in a police impound lot, awaiting to be processed by the Philadelphia Police Forensic Unit to collect evidence.
He was my nephew.
Tonight, Noah Scurry's uncle speaking with NBC 10 after the 17-year-old was shot and killed outside of his home as he made his way to
Salute to Brian, man. Brian in the building, man.
School.
Upset, discouraged, want to find who did this.
Police working to find the shooter. This morning, investigators found the white Jeep Grand Cherokee caught on surveillance video at the scene during the shooting. Police described the Jeep involved as having a black front license plate holder, distinctive stickers on the windshield, and a shattered sunroof. Police have this white Jeep Grand Cherokee impounded, the letters GFP or Guard for Prince written on the windshield, as well as HOM, which refers to the SUV being part of a homicide investigation.
Well, that's good. I just hope they find the killer.
Meanwhile, students at Samuel Fells High School mourn their teammate and classmate, telling NBC 10 it's been heartbreaking.
My heart went out to him, his family, and all the children that knew him.
Colwyn Williams at the high school today, a community anti-gun violence advocate who feels for everyone.
Anti-gun violence advocate, man. How long you think this guy did in prison, man? How many years did he do in prison before he became an anti-gun violence advocate, man? And salute to him, man. He shout out to him.
Went out to him, his family, and all the children that knew him.
Colwyn Williams at the high school today, a community anti-gun violence advocate who feels for everyone affected.
Every life, a young child, a young student who never got a chance to dream, is heartbreaking.
Now, the family of Noah hoping this vehicle provides police with the evidence they need to catch the killer.
Just to be punished to the full extent of the law, and hopefully they don't do it again.
And Philadelphia police say no arrests have been made. They're now offering a $20,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the shooter. Reporting live in Hunting Park, Neil Fisher, NBC 10 News.
Thanks, Neil.
Details. A Philadelphia
Prosecutor files murder and attempted murder charges against an Indianapolis man.
As CBS 4's Jesse Wells explains, he's accused in a deadly shooting on the near southwest side earlier this month.
According to court records, the two victims rented this building behind me, which is used as a music studio, and were ambushed when they went to leave, although the motive for the violence remains unknown.
Oh my God.
Prosecutor files murder and attempted murder charges against an Indianapolis man.
As CBS 4's Jesse Wells explains, he's accused in a deadly shooting on the near southwest side earlier this month.
According to court records, the two victims rented this building behind me, which is used as a music studio, and were ambushed when they went to leave. Although the motive for the violence remains unclear, detectives were able to solve the case because the whole crime was caught on camera. Wearing a hood and mask, surveillance video shows this accused killer changed the license plate on a Camaro. Minutes later, on a Friday afternoon this month near Lee and Howard Street, the driver of that Camaro pulled up next to a red Kia and fired several shots into the car, killing 23-year-old Shannon Campbell Jr. and critically wounding a second victim. Although the suspect tried to hide his identity, the sign outside the music studio points out the property is under 24-hour surveillance with several cameras on the outside of the building that eventually helped police identify 20-year-old Jason Powell as the...
Yo, that's the same dude from the... That's the same dude from Philly, man, ain't it? Shit, man, this is crazy, man. This music, man. The fact that we killed so much killing over this music. Now I understand it because I'm a Sun man, but it's gotta be. It's still like, Jesus Christ. We're like apes, man. We're like apes, yo. We're literally like apes.
Side of the building that eventually helped police identify 20-year-old Jason Powell as the suspected gunman. Police claim the killer was seen wearing this distinctive watch owned by Powell. Investigators also tracked down video of Powell buying the suspected murder weapon just one day before the killing. A few hours before the shooting, video from another business allegedly shows Powell loading the gun box into his Camaro. Detectives then used license plate readers and cell phone records to tie Powell to the killing.
It highlights the dedication of the IMPD and the work that our detectives continue to do, utilizing resources such as technology to locate and bring these victims justice.
The case marks the first murder arrest of the new year in Indianapolis as IMPD works round the clock to hold violent offenders accountable.
If you commit crimes in the city of Indianapolis, we will work tirelessly and we will locate you and bring you to justice.
After the shooting, the surviving victim told police he didn't know why anyone would shoot him or his friend. According to the affidavit, Powell denied driving his Camaro the day of the shooting, but couldn't explain why it was spotted fleeing the scene of the murder. Finally, Powell is now being held without bond pending trial.
Oh, he didn't get a bond. That's crazy. He must have really shot him. He shot him, because they usually give you a bond for that, man. Damn.
Details. A Philadelphia.
With breaking news, 3 more people are facing charges in connection to the deadly Winter Springs kidnapping caught on camera back in April and to a series of crimes the group has now been linked to over the past couple of years. Big story tonight. Good evening. I'm Greg Warmet.
And I'm Martha Sagalski. The charges revealed in federal court filings this week in the case of Catherine Aguavivas. Nick Papantonis is live outside the federal courthouse where tomorrow prosecutors are expected to score their first victory. Nick.
Yeah, one of those original suspects charged way back several months ago is expected to plead guilty tomorrow afternoon in exchange for no longer facing the death penalty. His apparent cooperation in this case is helping prosecutors build an expanded case into this very complex background.
It's been 9 months since this video shocked Central Florida, a daylight carjacking in Winter Springs. The car and remains of Catherine Aguas Vivas later found burned in an out-of-the-way construction site. Prosecutors eventually revealing her death was planned by the Castleberry man she drove up from South Florida to meet, who wanted the $170,000 in drug profits for himself.
We will not stop until we have federally charged and prosecuted every single person.
This week, prosecutors indicting 3 more people as they expand their case against the accused crime ring. Annalise Colon de Jesus and Cesar Augusto Silva Fernandez, we don't yet have pictures for, and Sonic Torres, held at the Osceola County Jail since March. They join 4 men captured in the days after Aguas Vivas' death. In their new...
Jeez, that's a rough-looking group, man. Jesus Christ.
Death. In their new filing, prosecutors say the group began breaking laws back in 2022 when they began dealing drugs, robbing other drug dealers wearing tactical gear they purchased on Orange Blossom Trail, holding up a barbershop, and 2 months before the kidnapping, carrying out an armed home invasion in Point Siena. Pictures of the burglary showing men brandishing pistols. Prosecutors say they later sold the items at a pawn shop. Much of this knowledge appears to have been built on the confession of Kevin Ocasio-Justiniano, one of the suspects in the kidnapping, who is expected to plead guilty Wednesday in exchange for no longer facing the death penalty. According to his plea agreement, he received $60,000 from the money taken from Aguas Vivas when she was carjacked. In addition to any prison time he serves, he will be expected to pay that back in restitution. The filings also revealing an unnamed juvenile was involved in both the woman's death and the death of a tow truck driver in Taft the night before.
Ocasio-Justiniano is facing life in prison. We don't have much information about that tow truck driver's death that we haven't already reported over the past couple of months. Still today, nobody is facing charges for that murder. Live in Orlando, Nick Papantonis.
I sent you a super chat to Rumble act. I can't use YouTube for some reason.
Oh yeah, YouTube. What's wrong with the YouTube?
It just won't accept my card.
Oh, it won't accept your card.
Well,
Okay.
you can't type any text either, so it's strange.
That's crazy.
Massive news. Massive news
Huh?
here. Massive news here.
What's the massive news?
Well, Thursday, that little scumbag who killed that girl in Croydon, he got a life sentence. Well, he was convicted. It was sentenced at a later date.
They gave him a life sentence?
Well, no, he's been convicted of murder. It was sentenced at a later date.
Oh, wow.
Monday, to coincide with the Trump inauguration, the trial of Axel Rudicabana will be opening. That's the Stockport case, the Southport case.
Oh, I don't know that one.
There's a drill rapper in the news here. In 2008, he killed some white kid. It appears to have been some. From what I saw, it was like a freak. You know, he threw something at him. It severed his vein. He was convicted of murder, and it's a big expose in the Sun newspaper. He's paroled, and he's recording songs about it.
Damn.
Totally insane. Totally insane.
Wow. That's crazy. Spit in the face of the parole board. Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. Hit the like button, man. Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat.
Well, an 83-year-old woman says her life flashed before her eyes after a man violently wrestled with her to steal her lottery winnings.
Yeah, check out this video. This is the attack right here, caught on surveillance video. It shows the suspect, Diego Fleury, approaching the woman. We then see him wrestling with her right there, knocking her to the ground. Another person jumps in to try to pull the attacker away from the woman before he eventually runs away. This all happened yesterday at a store on Curryford Road near South Goldenrod Road in the Azalea Park area. And that's where we find Channel 9's Ashlyn Webb. And Ashlyn, you spoke to the victim in this case. How much did this victim say he stole?
Yeah, you would think after seeing that video that it was a large cash prize, but she says that it was about $200. She says she was walking.
That is a large cash prize for a fucking goddamn migrant. That's a huge cash prize. $200? What is wrong with these people?
Yeah, you would think after seeing that video that it was a large cash prize, but she says that it was about $200. She says she was walking out of this store when out of nowhere, the man attacked her. Surveillance video shows the terrifying moments 83-year-old Ruth Monroe was violently attacked as she walked out to her car in front of Buddy's Food and Lotto. The sheriff's office says this man, Diego Stalin Tavares Fleury, wrestled and dragged Monroe to the ground.
Yeah, I don't remember hitting the ground.
The suspect not stopping even as the store clerk tried to get him off of her. What he was after?
I had $200. I think 207. I'm not sure.
She is a drunk. Yo, she is a straight up drunk. I know a drunk when I see one, man.
After?
I had $200. I think 207. I'm not sure.
Money Monroe just won from the lottery. Video shows as she held tight to the cash as he pried it out of her hands.
This is what I had my hand outside of the money. And you can see where they...
Oh, it ripped?
Yeah.
Today, she's reminded of the attack with a ripped lottery ticket and a bandage around her hand. She says she's fortunate, but Monroe can't help but think how she could have avoided being victim to the horrific attack.
I'm not going to put that money up like this, because that's the first time I did. For some reason, I walked out and I had money up like that.
Orange County.
Yeah, you don't do that. Yeah. You was drunk, though. You don't know.
No, she's drunk. She's old. 30 years old.
Yeah, she yeah, that was not smart, lady.
I had money up like that.
Orange County Corporal William Ramirez says criminals look for opportunities.
What we can control as citizens is opportunity. So just be aware of your surroundings, you know. Don't give them the opportunity to take that money. Put that money away before you walk out of a store, or if you walk out of a bank. Put that money away so that they can't see it.
Now, the suspect did waive his first appearance in court today. He's charged with robbery and battery. There is somewhat of a happy ending to this story. The woman says she returned to the store this morning and a Good Samaritan gifted her about $200. Reporting in Orlando, Ashlyn Webb, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
That's awesome.
She gonna get fried off of that.
Yeah, definitely going to the liquor store, man.
Oh, there's a funny story as well, which is fisherman not around tonight.
Uh-huh.
Is fisherman not around tonight?
Oh, I don't know. Fisherman? No, I didn't
You
see
like
it.
this? There's a former member of Parliament, a Juice Crew, who's been caught trying to meet with a 14-year-old boy, 66 years old. It's on the YouTube.
Shocking.
But it's Twitter stream. Oh, it's only posted on say pictures. Well, I looked at his Twitter stream. It says, there's a message on it, a notice on it, sensitive. I clicked on it. There's a young bloke there, naked with his. Oh God! Seriously.
Yikes. Yikes.
Perverts. Have you been following the grooming gang case here?
Wow.
Have you following the grooming gang case here?
The grooming case? No. What's the grooming case?
About these mass rapes.
Oh yeah. They're not gonna do anything about it, right?
Oh, it's massive corruption. It's more than just Pakistanis. You know, it's wholesale corruption of police, council, everything. You know, it really is sick.
Yeah, but they're not going to do anything about it, though, right?
Oh, they will now. Well, there'll be lots of convictions. You know, be loads of trials. Loads of trials. There was just they just released a transcript, sentencing remarks from a 2013 trial. It's really horrible reading.
Well, let me do this and then I'll check in on that.
Right.
Memphis grandmother is facing multiple charges tonight after police say she fired a gun on the campus of Mitchell High School. 72-year-old Joyce Brown will be arraigned tomorrow on reckless endangerment, child endangerment, and unlawfully carrying a weapon on school grounds. According to police, Brown's grandson was involved in a fight outside the school, and Brown fired the shot into the ground to try and stop the fight when it got out of control. Police say the parking lot was full of children at the time. The good thing is,
she wasn't playing with them.
I don't blame her, man. Because if her grandson was on the ground, you know them niggas was trying to kill him. If he fell, they
Right.
niggas on the kill mode. Niggas just try to beat you into the ground, man. They won't stop either. I ain't mad at Granny, man. Granny ain't do nothing wrong because
He was like, "You gonna go up there and kick his ass, and I'm gonna carry my piece just in case some shit jump off. I got some hot shit for their asses."
knowing some of these kids, man, some of these kids would punch Granny if they knew that was his grandmother. If they knew that, they would punch her or push her down or something. These niggas are demonic, man. Press 1 if you agree with what Granny did. Press 2 if you think Granny should be punished for what she did, man. I personally think Granny might have Granny just, look, man. These situations in Blackistan be so chaotic and so unique. Every single situation is so fucking unbelievable, unimaginable. And you stuck in the middle of it. It's just like you don't know what the fuck you gonna do to get out of it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like if you ain't never been in one of these Blackistani situations with these goddamn apes, you don't know, man. They never stop. They never stop.
They have no. I said they have no control. They just they'll keep going and going. They'll even go after your ass is dead. They'll still pick at you.
Yeah, exactly. Make a video about you and shit and fucking put it on social media and shit. Just keep going and going and going. All right, I know somebody can take the $5 challenge. Do you want me to keep going or y'all want me to just shut it down right now, man? Can we get some support for the channel so we can going to the next. It's 12 o'clock, man. If y'all want me to keep going on, man, support the channel. But this is this right here. This is Granny being a senior citizen, man. It's probably a bunch of fucking teens, you know what I'm saying? Little fucking YNs as they call them, hooting and hollering and jumping around, and the violence was probably so like scary to her that she was like, "Oh shit, they're gonna kill him." You know what I'm saying? They gonna kill my grandson.
You can't shoot guns like that, though. I mean, because somebody could have been hit.
But she shot into the ground though. So
yeah,
it's
well,
like,
yeah, what it ricochets.
yeah, no doubt. I mean, I get it, man. I understand that she technically shouldn't have done it, but these Negroes have you're a senior citizen, so you don't understand that they don't have no respect for senior citizens. We don't know. Like,
I do. Yeah, I've studied lots of crime. It isn't just blacks nowadays, especially.
We don't know. We don't know what. I would like to get more facts to know what kind of danger she felt she was in, or she felt her grandson was in, to make her pull out a gun and fire it into the ground. I would like to know. You can never know, because remember, these are kids. Like the news is calling them kids, and all these kids have carjacked people, have been on drive-bys. You know what I'm saying? Done home invasions. Not all of them, but a good portion of those people that they're calling kids in this school have done drive-bys, have carjacked somebody. It just is what it is, man. So like, she wasn't around kids. She's around goddamn proto-human kids. Proto kids.
Jamal and what's the other one?
Or kids are kids.
Jim Quavius.
Yeah, Quavius is, man.
I hope you didn't call your kids names like that. No, of course not. What would you call your son?
Huh?
What did you call your son?
My son? His name is Cairo.
Cairo?
Yeah, Cairo.
That's all right. What about the daughter?
Huh?
What about the daughter? What's she called?
Amina.
The UN's pact.
Good neutral names.
Yeah, I gave him Arab names, man. For our slave masters, man. I named them after our slave masters, man. You know, I named my kids after the slave masters, man. Let me show y'all a picture of my son before we get out of here, man. A new picture. Let me see. Yeah, I see this one right here.
Cairo, is that spelled Cairo? Or
yeah, like the city, just like the city, just like the city, man. Just like the city, man. Salute to JL, man. Just like the city.
David Beckham called his son Brooklyn, didn't he?
Huh?
David Beckham called his son Brooklyn. I think he was born there.
Oh, really? I mean, I like that name, Brooklyn. I mean, it's a nice name, Brooklyn. Brooklyn's a cool name. I just wouldn't name my son Brooklyn because, I mean, like, I'm from America and shit, so it's like, I don't. Somebody asks me, why you name Brooklyn? I don't know why I named him Brooklyn.
Were you born in America or Nigeria?
Nigeria.
You born, yeah, because I know your mum was a journalist.
His hair is starting to get his hair is starting to get his son's hair is starting to get
How's he now?
He got my shoulders, man.
How's he now?
He'll be 1 on the 7th of February.
Yo, he looked just spitting image of you, yo.
Oh yeah.
Somebody said that to me.
Yo, look at that.
He said, I hope he does. I'm glad he does look like me.
The cheeks, the eyes, everything. Look, he looks just like him. A light-skinned version.
My little mulatto, man. Said, nah, he ain't no mulatto. He ain't no mulatto, man. Shout out to JL, man. The Barry B, man. Barry B said, don't shut down the street yet. I just got it. Oh, man. Barry B, he donate just about every night, man. Like he not like Deluxe or Eric S, but he in that next tier, man. He donate right like 80% of the shows, man. Shout out to Barry B, man.
Yeah, I ordered
They
me.
got the same eyes.
Yeah, y'all look just alike, man.
Really? I didn't know that. I think since he got a mother, I know his mother, so it's like when I look at his mother, I'd be like, but he do look like baby pictures of me, though. I will say that he looked like baby pictures of me. The years been kind. The years have been. But yeah, he looked like me. Yeah, I guess he do look like me.
And same look too. Look how you staring at the camera. Yeah, that's you, yo.
Yeah. What's going on?
Yo, the Prince of the Ag Nation look like he about to speak Spanish, talking about Oye mami, ven aquí.
Oh shit.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
Man. My little Mexican, man. He's starting to like his hair starting to kink up a little bit. He had that Rico Suave shit. You know how blacks come out with that shit. Then that's starting to turn into he's starting to turn into goddamn that kinky quilly Negro shit.
Into his old man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my son, man. He is there sleeping right now, man. He's sleeping. Yeah. Let me see, man. Let me see GBN, man.
You're gonna be like, Baba, start the live stream.
Hello, I'm Miriam Cates, and tonight we're delving into a topic that's been at the forefront of British politics for years: immigration. Now, as a former Conservative MP and now a presenter here on GB News, I've consistently advocated for stricter border controls. The recent success of Sweden in dramatically reducing their asylum numbers offers a compelling case study that we simply cannot afford to ignore here in the UK. Now, Sweden, of course, was once renowned for its open door policy to immigration, but it has recently achieved something remarkable. The Swedish government has managed to bring down the number of migrants granted asylum to its lowest level in 40 years.
Wow.
So let's put this into perspective. In 2015, at the height of the migrant crisis in Europe, Sweden accepted a staggering 163,000 asylum seekers.
Yo, what's wrong with y'all white people, man? Like, I mean, you gotta be fucking crazy. And here's the thing, they trying to turn it around. I don't think you can turn this around. I don't care what they do. Those motherfuckers is in your country and they fucking set up and they you know.
There's so much big money behind this. Massive money. And the American stuff as well. I mean, look at those caravans coming up from Mexico. I mean, the money needed for that. It's NGOs doing it. And it's a great replacement. They're replacing blacks as well as whites in America.
The highest number per capita in the whole of the EU. Now, fast forward to 2024 last year, and that number has plummeted to just 6,250. That's not just a reduction, that's a seismic shift in policy and outcomes. Now, let's be clear about what this means. That figure of 6,250 doesn't include Ukrainians, who have been very obviously granted temporary protection throughout the European Union.
Damn, it doesn't include Ukrainians. Yikes.
The total number of people who applied for asylum in Sweden in 2024 was 9,645. That's the lowest since 1996.
But how many just walked into the fucking country? Of course it's lower. This is the bullshit, right? Of course the people that apply for asylum is going to be lower, because why go through it legally when you can just sneak into the country?
I mean, that's illegal. Like,
that's like, white people. It says y'all have higher IQs, right?
Right. I can't tell. Yo, but again, man, even that shit you just said and what she said, right? I mean, look, I'm a strong proponent of no solution, man. You haven't really said it as much as you used to, but I'm team no solution, man. Like everybody sucks if you ask me, man. Like
Yeah.
I know somebody might say, "Oh, you guys love Gladys on this channel." Maybe, but me personally, I hate everybody. You know.
Mm-hmm. That's like saying, literally, like CVS is having less transactions at the cash register than they did in fucking 2019. In 2019, since 2019, cash fucking transactions at the CVS cash register have gone down considerably. No shit. These fuckers are, white people are crazy, man. Wow.
The European Union. The total number of people who applied for asylum in Sweden in 2024 was 9,645. That's the lowest since 1996, and a 42% decrease from 2022. These statistics represent a fundamental change in Sweden's approach to immigration and asylum. So how did they do it? How did Sweden achieve this dramatic turnaround? The answer lies in a decade-long crackdown on immigration, implemented by successive governments from across the political spectrum. This shows that effective immigration control can and should transcend party politics, a lesson that we in Britain should pay close attention to. Now, the most significant changes came after the landmark 2022 election in Sweden. Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson's centre-right minority government, supported by the anti-immigration Sweden Democrats, introduced a sweeping package of reforms. These included granting only temporary residence permits to asylum seekers, tightening family reunification requirements, and raising income requirements for work visas for non-EU citizens. But perhaps the most striking aspect...
You're still bullshitting though. You know what I mean? They still negotiating with terrorists and shit. Like, it's still not enough. Whatever the fuck.
It's not the ordinary people though. It's insane that the European Parliament, everything, you know, and the elites. It really is insane. Ordinary people are against this, and of course, if you oppose it, you're racist. Yeah, I'm far right now. Is the mantra. If you oppose genital mutilation of kids, you're far right. That's how insane it is.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I for sure heard that last part.
Yeah, it's the same way here, man. Shout out to Jim Safton from across the pond, man. Legacy lives on. Salute. Yeah, man.
The heir to the throne.
Yeah, man. He got a mother though. He got a black mom, so it's gonna be.
What you mean?
You say he give the legacy to the Ak Nation throne. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to have some private sessions with him.
Oh yeah, you say that she's gonna put him out to the.
I mean, that's his mother, man. She you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is.
I feel like you though. I feel like you. I don't know, man. I just can't see. 'Cause he gonna love you. He gonna want to. He's gonna listen to you. You know what I mean? But I don't know what you're
Yeah,
gonna teach him either, though. I mean, I know my kids, like my shorties, like I'm teaching them like self determination. You know what I mean? I'm not. I don't want
right.
nobody telling my kids that they're victims of nothing. You know what I mean? Our
Right.
ancestors, they had victories and they had losses, like anybody, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm definitely doing that. I'm definitely doing that.
Centre-right minority government, supported by the anti-immigration Sweden Democrats, introduced a sweeping package of reforms. These included granting only temporary residence permits to asylum seekers, tightening family reunification requirements, and raising income requirements for work visas for non-EU citizens. But perhaps the most striking aspect of Sweden's new approach is their honesty about the challenges of integration. Migration Minister Johan Forsell has openly stated that the huge influx of migrants from 2015 onwards made it impossible to effectively integrate all of the new arrivals. He cited insufficient housing, schools, and work opportunities as key issues. This recognition of the practical limitations is something we've been sorely lacking in our own immigration debate. The Swedish government has also tightened its asylum criteria significantly. Today, 3 out of 4 people seeking asylum in Sweden are not considered to have sufficient grounds to be granted residency. They are, in the words of Minister Forsell, not refugees and they must return home. This firm stance has been coupled with innovative policies, such as plans to offer immigrants $34,000 to leave the country voluntarily. Now,
Wow. Man, Gladys gonna glide, man.
And that money is not like come out of that money doesn't grow on trees. You got to tax your citizens to get that money.
Right. I wonder what. Oh, say they pay them and they don't leave. Like, is there any teeth to that?
Oh
You know what I
hell
mean?
yeah! You know they do that. You know they do that.
They stay,
You
right?
know that, man. Gliders, they're definitely doing that. I probably like
What?
fucking 10% of them leave after they get $34,000.
But I'm saying though, like, yeah, I don't know, maybe.
If you don't fucking put them on the fucking train or whatever the fuck, or put them on the boat and then fucking travel with them to back to their country, I guarantee you they not gonna fuck. Gliders probably be like, all right, they take you to the subway station, like, all right,
Right, waving by. You know what? We know POCs and we know gliders, man. I think that they're staying at some of them are
yeah,
staying at taking the money. I don't know how
most of
many.
them,
Right,
most of them.
exactly. I would say at least a lot.
It's so like once you so sweet like that, like once you
Exactly.
show your hand,
Right.
it's hard for people that are more shrewd, more based than you to not take it.
Right.
Like you gotta understand, like it's literally like a bully, like in school,
Yeah.
like they go and they're not gonna stop fucking with you.
No,
Ever.
but you just summed it up pretty well right now. You described it as like, oh, you sweet. Like at a base mindset, you sweet. Like what you gonna do?
Yeah. And it's like, man, like after letting me in your country, rape your women, set up no-go zone. You know they got no-go zones where like white people can't go and
That's
shit.
wild, man.
And then you said, all right, we want you to leave. With no more no more Mr. Nice Guy. And
Bucko.
Yeah, Bucko, you gotta leave. And we're gonna give you $34,000 to leave, and we're gonna give you a ride to the train station. And
You would think, man, that these glider kings, right, in particular, just looking at their societies, their children, their women, their just civilization, you would think that they would do the exact opposite and be like no mercy to protect it kind of deal. But they're the exact opposite of that.
yeah, it's just it's some people blaming it on the women feminism. Glider men got to take this L, man. Salute to Andro Libre, man. He says, saw a doc with Sweden's public housing projects, bigger than any in the United States and packed full of migrants. And their drill rap scene is savage. Yeah, let's see the Sweden drill rap, man.
So it's only 5:30. I gotta go to bed. Catch you later.
All right,
be
man.
safe.
Take it easy, man. Oh God.
Sweden drill rap. I mean, is it like what Sandman doing it?
This is
Yo, but before you get into it, man, look, hats off to the brothers in America, the FBAs. Drill rap in Sweden, that is crazy, bro. Shout out to the
I'm telling
FBA.
you. Oh, these are trap lore. Oh, that's trap lore.
Going into 2017, the gang war on the streets of Sweden had passed the point of no return, forcing everyone involved in the former friend group to choose a side. But, interestingly, as violence continued to play out on the streets, the budding gangster rap scene was continuing to flourish. In February, rapper Jafar Bin dropped his debut album, Ghetto Celebrity. The album starts with the song Gold Rush, where Jafar raps a seemingly ambiguous line, 33 shots in 3 seconds, with the line being accompanied by a sound effect of an automatic rifle. In Rinkeby, this was taken as a clear diss towards Musa, who had not so long ago survived such a hail of bullets when he was ambushed in the parking garage in Hulster. Elsewhere, in another song that translates to I Say a Prayer, Jafar also raps together with the Tenster rapper ZE from their Ghetto Superstars collective about the effect that the death of Izzy had on them, with ZE rapping about how losing Izzy left him with deep wounds, while Jafar seemingly describes his last meeting with Izzy after the Forex robbery, describing seeing Izzy and his accomplices with an apparent 2 million Swedish krona in cash, with Jafar implying that Izzy had even predicted that he would end up in jail or dying by the gun. Then, some months later in July, Jafar features on another rapper's song, which translates to No Man's Land, where he mentions one of the main members of Shotters, Faye, or Frankie, who was locked up at the time, implying how Faye had told him that once he gets out, the Shotters will rule Rinkeby. However, there was a problem. The Shotters had been weakened by all the recent arrests targeting their members, and
this is Sweden.
Right. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but to think that this stems from the neighborhood of Wood, particularly Woodlawn in Chicago, the old black STL. They were like some other, Chief Keef and all these clowns, right? That had that do this here. Like your man's is dead, I'm smoking them. It stems from
Yeah,
that shit whole
this comes
neighborhood.
out that living room with all them Negroes with their shirts off bouncing around. That first video.
With
What was that?
pistols and yeah, don't like, right, example.
Yeah. This all originated from that.
That's if you think about it, man. Let's be objective, man. That is
Yeah, no.
impressive. That
That
is
is impressive.
impressive.
Not for nothing.
Right.
Jafar was getting himself involved in a war against an increasingly brutal gang. A few months earlier in April, a man named Nabil Haidar had been killed execution style in the city of Uppsala, about an hour north of Stockholm. Haidar had alleged connections to Uppsala's criminal underworld, as well as many enemies, and members of the Death Patrol had now allegedly broadened their criminal enterprise,
the Death Patrol,
and taken part in their first contract killing. The group was also allegedly tightening their grip on the drug markets around Rinkeby. At this point, they would now have the money to bring in large quantities of dope and a deadly reputation as a group not to be messed with. Their reputation would further gain infamy as the Swedish news media would in May, for the first time, introduce this gang under the name Death Patrol, in an article which discussed an alleged 10 murders committed by this group at this point. Then, one day in August, the main members of the Death Patrol, including Makaleli and Musa, would catch Jafar after he left his home. After catching him, they would record a video G-checking him, seemingly threatening him with a gun, beating him, and forcing Jafar on his knees to the ground. And then the video would turn into one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen done to a rapper in any video I've ever covered, and that includes Chicago.
I seen 2 rappers made kiss. They made two thug rappers kiss. The niggas had to with gunpoint and made them kiss.
Man, I see.
You remember OTFDD, right? They made him eat the girl while she was on her period.
Yeah. Man, yeah, I seen one where they chased dude who had his kid and they threw his kid in a garbage can, bro, on the street, dog. Think about
Where,
that,
Chicago?
Bro. I don't know what part of Blackistan that was at, but like you almost like if he were to come back and kill you got it. It's like, man, if he kills somebody, I'm not that mad at him. That is disrespectful, bro. You know, like they chased him, beat him, threw his like toddler in the garbage, bro, and put it on camera. Someone
These
gotta
people,
die.
think about it, these people share the same space as everybody.
Right. You know, and I mean again, I mean, look, I come from a place where these dudes, I mean, whatever, where these dudes are having rolling gun battles on the street, man. Hey, this glider on the screen, he's gone on No Jumper, right? He looks
Yeah,
familiar.
the
Yeah.
trap lord.
What a trash. I look, I'm sorry, that's a trash ass show, and this is a trash ass glider.
Mm.
Why these
These members
gliders
of the
on
Death
these Sunmans? Why they gripping on these Sunmans so hard, man? Let these Sunman nuts go, dog.
It's money. This guy's making a ton of money.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
this
true.
guy.
That's true.
This is his clips. His real channel. He got millions of subscribers. He puts out a 2-hour video. Everyone
Man,
watches the entire video, and he has 10 million views on it. You know how much
man.
money that is?
Right. That's
That
true.
I
That's
have a
true.
2-hour video get 10 million views. Yo, that's like fucking
Man,
several $100,000.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe, and he does that. He makes videos all the time, and they always get that temperature. This guy's a millionaire for this shit.
There's no way that this guy, Adam, and Vlad, though, whatever the fuck his name is, are
They're
not laughing,
millionaires
bro.
too.
There's no
They're
way they're not
millionaires too.
laughing. That's what I'm saying, but there's no way that they don't like they're not laughing behind closed doors
I
at the
don't
same.
think they're laughing. I think they're shaking their head. I don't think they're laughing. I think
Wait, so
those guys. I don't think. Hold on. I don't think Vlad is like a racist or anything. I think he's just a Juice Crew guy that was a DJ and he
okay.
stayed in the music. Because you got to remember, it's a lot of white people in music in the rap. A lot of white people. The record executives are white.
Yeah. But I mean the clips I've seen of like No Jumper, it just feels like it feels dirty, like the way that it feels like like they're exploiting these clowns. You know what I mean? Like these clowns are out here dying. That they're
Well,
out here
here's the thing too. Like those guys are being themselves. Like if,
Yeah, that's
for
true.
instance, if I bring you, if let's just say you a juggler, right? And I bring you on my show, you're gonna fucking juggle, right? Don't nobody want to see
Right.
you fucking, you know what I'm saying, talk about fucking the LA Fires. I brought you in, you're a juggler, go juggle. Those motherfuckers are, you know,
That's true.
hood diggers and rappers and shit that don't really make music. A lot of those guys are rappers that don't make music. So they get on there and they talk about hood shit. They don't talk about their music
Yeah.
because they don't make no music.
So what you're saying is that this glider, for example, he's beside the point of who the Sunmen are and what they do, right? Like they're gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. So it's not like this guy is. Yeah, that's what you're
You
kind of
don't you
saying, right?
watch like National Geographic and
Yeah.
like animals and shit? Like when the person is out there and the fucking antelope is sitting there eating the grass,
And getting
the
devoured by a
lion's
lion.
creeping through. They don't say, "Hey, antelope, lion's coming." They just watch this shit.
Touche. That last example was it. I feel you now. Like say no more.
Yeah, just watch it. Yeah. So
covered, and that includes Chicago. These members of the Death Patrol would punch and kick Jafar whilst dissing him on camera, and then they would go on to film themselves into his face as they continue to beat him. This was a disturbing act of humiliation, which would unfortunately become a trend in Swedish gang politics going forward. During this confrontation, they would continually ask Jafar where his friend Yasin was, before saying that they would get all of the Shotters-affiliated rappers.
this is Sweden. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once
Right.
again.
You know, I couldn't help but think that I guess watching it like this is Sweden, man. There's no way that like I don't give a fuck about the at some point we just gotta let that Jewish crew argument go. This is self-inflicted. There's no
Yeah,
need for
I mean,
this.
the Juice Crew argument is good because it's kind of like us when we blame it on something else. The white men have done that.
Copium.
They blame it on the Jews. They blame it on the feminism. Yo,
Right.
my G, if listen, when me and my wife laying in bed, when you and your wife laying in bed at night, right? You're
Right.
and at night, right? Like, right? It's quiet, right? It's quiet as shit right at night, right?
Yeah.
If something go crash or boom or thud downstairs. Which one of y'all gonna go check it out?
It's not. Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Who gonna
So
go check it out?
the
Her
man, the
or you?
man, the man posted
Right.
100% every time.
You're gonna be like, "Hey, babe, what was that? Hey, go see what that was,
Look, 10 times out of 10, I'm gonna go. It actually happened recently, right? And it was instinctive, where I went immediately down to see what that was, right? This is self-inflicted, man. Like, there's no way you could take me out of that idea that everything else said, all these other points made. At the end of the day, the bug stops where self-inflicted, man.
Yeah, yeah, babe, go see what that was.
Right.
And you sitting in the bed with the cover.
Right, man. No, like there, it's crazy because there's no need for this. Everything that we're hearing and seeing on the screen right now, there's like zero need for it. You know?
Yeah, this is absolutely bananas. This is shout out to Eric as Ock Nation Hall of Fame coming through once again, man. Shout out to him, man. This is absolutely 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 insane. Sweden.
One by one. Soon after this event, clips of this video were published on social media, with people on a popular Swedish online forum Flashback soon discussing and collecting these clips, with frenzied comments all about this infamous gang supposedly behind the attack, describing them as the craziest gang in the entire village, with some even claiming that the OG gangsters in the area respect these bloodthirsty youngsters and that they are all wanted by the Swedish police. Soon after, also the mainstream news were covering this event, describing this incident as an abuse attack on a Swedish rapper. Jafar would also post his own response, where he would explain how the incident happened due to the lyrics on his song Gold Rush. Soon after the video leaked, people on the Flashback forum would begin posting that Jafar's brother had responded to the attackers, threatening them by writing that when he sees them, it's on sight, together with gun emojis. These so-called humiliation robberies have become increasingly common in Sweden in recent
Humiliation robbery. So that one robbery led to that. Now that's the status quo. If we catch you, we gonna embarrass you and put you on it. That's what I'm saying. And then that's gonna bleed over in the regular society. So now they're gonna like start doing regular citizens like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man,
Wow.
it's like it's heartbreaking, man. If you really like sit back and let it sizzle your spirit, this is heartbreaking, man.
Wow.
years, with other rappers being targeted as well. And according to some, as a result of the country's immigration policies, according to rumors on the Flashback forum, and later reportedly confirmed by police reports, McCann, aka Makalele, would actually end up running into Yasin that summer, beating him unconscious outside of a fast food spot in Rinkeby. After being beaten up and humiliated, both Shotter's affiliates, Jafar and Yasin, began reportedly getting much more involved in the gang lifestyle, as can be seen in pictures taken in September 2017 that police later found in a confiscated phone, where Jafar, who can be seen wearing a white hoodie, is pictured holding an automatic rifle, as well as later photos taken by police after Jafar had been arrested, where he had been out wearing a bulletproof vest. At this point, the disrespect had gone to new levels, completely unimaginable at the start of this beef, and those rappers who were gang affiliated would begin to get more and more deeply entrenched in the ongoing gang war, bringing yet more violence and police attention.
Look at that beautiful ass city, man. And listen, they're treating it as if it's a savannah. Like, even though this is what they've been gifted by these white people, allow them to come there, they're used to living on a savannah, a grassland, or a rainforest, a tropical rainforest, or a forest, or arid plains, and they behave like, even though you have this, they still behave like this on the savannah because they can't help it. There's nothing they can do about it. They can't do anything about it. And there's no services or anything you can do to help them. It's millions of years of hard wiring coded into their genome. Press 1.
Yet more violence and police attention to the growing gangster rap scene in Sweden. By fall 2017, the police in Stockholm were beginning to take the war between the Shotters and the Death Patrol much more seriously. Particularly the core members of the Death Patrol, whose every move were being followed closely by the police, as well as the growing mass of Swedish gangster rap fans. During this time, these gangsters would travel within Sweden as well as abroad in different countries, such as the UK, Spain, and the Netherlands, where they were either spent.
Look at this shit, man. You fucking gliders, man. Yo, do you understand that left alone, they wouldn't have a building over 1 story? There were no steps in all of fucking sub-Saharan Africa.
Are you sure about that? 1 step?
No steps. There's no 2-story structures. And the 1-story structures were made out of fucking mud.
Man.
And straw.
Yo, I mean, look at this picture here, man. Look at this. It's fun. It's a tragedy, really, man.
And here's the thing. Don't think for a second that they can't turn this into rubble. Try them.
Right.
Quick.
Sleep on them. They can turn this into rubble.
Right. But I'm wrong for saying that words are destroying cities. I look, not for nothing, right? I saw a meme recently and it fucked me up, right? It was like a skyline, right? It was like a silhouette of a skyline. And you know how like you're pouring salt? And it had like a salt shaker and like silhouettes of like sunmen falling, right? And they said how to destroy a city, and I was like, yo,
yo, listen, they can turn this into rubble in 150 years. I'm talking about like to the ground. I'm not talking about like just
not even that long.
I'm talking about like it's just to the ground. Like none of this shit is standing.
Should I give it 20? I'll give it 20 years if that.
Wait, but how though? How
okay, they're not going to maintain any of this stuff. They didn't make it. It didn't come from their mind's eye. They have no chemical, biological understanding of this in their of making this and why you made it. So they're not going to maintain it. That's the first thing. So it's going to degrade and dilapidate from lack of maintenance. Then, of course, they're going to destroy it. They're going to pillage it and destroy it. Like so, the copper, the wiring. They're going to strip that because that's worth something. Somebody somewhere will give them money for that. The bricks, maybe they'll take the bricks or the drow or the building materials and build smaller structures. Like people who want to build houses, so they'll go here and they're not going to produce drywall, they're not going to produce cement, they're not going to produce that stuff. They're going to take it from the existing structures. And then slowly over time, they just take all that shit, the metal, all the metal and steel. You think they're gonna like have steel refined? You think they're gonna make steel? No, they're gonna take this shit and smelt. Even the Arabs would take all this stuff and smelt it down and repurpose it and make other things out of it. You know what I mean? So all this stuff could be rubble in 150 years.
The first time, right, I drove through North London. I would pass through, the main streets, the main arteries. But the first time I turned into like I had to go for one of my former students, right? Yada yada. Long story short, and I was amazed to see several buildings like you could imagine like a house, right? Like split like at the half, like bricks, like you could imagine like torn down halfway. And not even like down the middle, but like from corner to corner. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And just like, and it was kind of weird to see that. I never saw that myself in the city. But it kind of goes to what you're saying, like it degrades, it's neglected, it's destroyed. So I could see it happening for sure, man.
Yeah, definitely. um, I just see that thing. Yeah, definitely,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Was
you seen the
abroad
thing I
in
sent
different
you?
countries,
Yeah.
such as the
Yo, and I
UK,
seen that,
Spain,
man.
and the Netherlands, where they were either spending their street and rap money on vacations, flexing their jet set lifestyles on social media, or, as the police were increasingly suspecting, doing international deals to further the success of their illicit enterprise. They were also allegedly creating new contacts with other gangs in Sweden, such as the terrifying hit squad, the so-called Headshot League, also known as the Tenster Network.
The Headshot League. So you got the Death Patrol, the Headshot League.
Also known as the Tenster Network. In October 2017, police would move in and arrest the core members of the gang for the contract killing of Nabil. However, once again, there seemingly wasn't enough evidence to charge them, and in the end, everyone was let go, even Shobra, whose DNA was even...
Yo, those people would have been dead in the African country. If they were their home country, they would have been dead. It wouldn't have been no trying to find enough evidence. They know they did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know you did that shit, man. Like, we don't need evidence.
It don't even matter if you did or not. You did.
Yeah, but you did, but they did it. Like, they did it and they made videos about it. That would be enough. You wouldn't have to, like, in a glider society, you still need more evidence to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like,
Right.
nah, them dudes did.
Like even a confession has to be scrutinized. Like, was it
Exactly.
coerced? Was he under duress?
Right. Yo, glider, it wasn't made for these people. These people were not in mind when gliders made their constitutions, man.
even found on the murder weapon, according to prosecutors. However, before all of the Death Patrol members were freed, their rival, the Shotters, would take advantage of their absence and make a move, targeting the little brother of Masla, one of the deceased 3 MST members who originally founded the group that eventually became the Death Patrol. Nicknamed Machiavelli after Tupac's famous pseudonym, he had become involved with the Death Patrol after his brother's death. On the 23rd of October, Shotters members ambushed Machiavelli in Rinkeby and shot him with an automatic rifle. Fortunately, due to his bulletproof vest, Machiavelli only received mild injuries, and soon the media would get wind of the shooting being connected to the Death Patrol and reporting on this feud being responsible for a dozen murders at this point. It seemed that the war was heating up once more, and the media were reporting on the violence as it happened. But then, during the final months of 2017, the Swedish police seemed to finally get a breakthrough in shutting down the Death Patrol's activities. First, they would reportedly catch Makalele, aka Maka, who they would find in the backseat of his girlfriend's car, armed with a handgun and a bulletproof vest. He would end up being slapped with a 1 year and 4-month prison sentence for...
Sounds all too familiar, right?
Salute to Bill, Big Larry in the building, man. Make sure you support the channel. $5 challenge, man. Gliders, man. Oh God.
And you know what? I was thinking recently, man. I was thinking sometimes, believe it or not, sometimes I feel bad at the things that because we keep it real on this channel, and sometimes I feel bad about it, right? And you know, when I'm not here, sometimes I come across like articles or something about, the plight of some people. It is compelling. It can be, the things that some people went through, the oppression, right? But make no mistake, the biggest oppressor of some people is Sunman. Make no mistake
Exactly.
about it.
Without a doubt.
It's a fact.
We just we oppress some people and we oppress the rest of the world just by, like, when we go there, it's like a magnetic pull down. We pull things, like, it can't get better with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's impossible. No matter. And then here's the thing. There's a lot of stuff going on in these countries, like in Sweden. They have programs and interventions and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? To try to, mitigate this stuff. Imagine if they just were like as racist as if, as people say they are, or like, you know, they didn't do anything for these people. Imagine how their society would be if their hands was off. White people took their hands off of niggas.
Well,
It's like,
I mean, they should do more than that, man. Sweden doesn't owe these people shit. They should get them all out. Every last one of them, man. If they are doing what I imagine they're doing,
I would say, even if they're not, just get rid of them, because the ones who are not doing it, if you didn't catch them or they're not tough enough to hang in that fucking circle. But if you get rid of the bad ones, they'll it's kind of like how hood, you know this, Chicago, like if they do a sweep or as a bunch of dudes get locked up, that neighborhood ain't gonna be good just because those the little brothers and little cousins gonna hop off the porch,
yeah, that's
and it's gonna be
true.
the same. Like
Yeah,
you,
damn.
you just gotta get rid of them, man.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
that's what, now listen, I want to stay here, but I mean, if I was a glider, that's what I would do.
yeah, yeah. It just I don't understand it. I think of, again, I think of Sweden. I think of like the women, and if I was a Swedish man, I'd feel the incessant need to protect them. We gotta protect them, you know,
Yeah,
from
they don't
themselves
feel.
even, from themselves
Yeah,
even.
they don't have that natural. It's been beaten out of them, or it's been
Yeah, it
not beaten
feels
out
like
of
that.
them, but it's been like just groomed out of them. They
Yeah, I mean,
because
I would love to see like one of their ancestors from the good old days. I'm talking about like the good old days, right? Like the Vikings, the survivors, right? And just see their reaction. Like they don't even. I just want to see their face, like their eyes. Like they probably wouldn't believe what they're seeing.
mm. Man, it's just yeah. I don't even know if a person from 100 years, not even that far back, 50, 100 years ago, could even believe what's happening now. Somebody from like fucking Mayflower or some shit, or fucking
Eric Leaf, whatever
goddamn,
the fuck.
yeah, yeah, the first Thanksgiving and shit, those motherfuckers would be like, what the fuck? Jesus. Let's see.
Weapons and drug charges. Then, not much later, the police would catch Musa and Talang in a car near Rinkeby after a high-speed chase. On Musa, the police would find an open phone that had information that ended up leading them to a large drug bust, catching dozens of kilos of amphetamines as well as thousands of ecstasy.
Dumbass.
Once again, the media was quick to report on their new favorite gang and the enormous bust that had been made, but the members would deny the charges. And once again, despite the best efforts of the Swedish authorities, it wouldn't take long for the Death Patrol and their ops to bring bloody violence back to the streets of Sweden.
Any final thoughts, guys?
Man, it's just, it breaks your heart, man. It breaks your heart to see the self-inflicted wound.
Cause some man gonna keep sunning, so stay away from him. Put some sunglasses on.
I'm telling you, man. Jeez. Same black time, same black channel. Ah, yeah. Peace.
Doses.
Peace.